usual sea of red here in this spectacular venue has been turned white as we are high above snowy GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in KC. The scene just a few moments ago, predictably loud and raucous here at Arrowhead as their beloved Chiefs took field, and they are set to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started.
What is up?
Oh, I'm muted. My bad. I was trying to get your channel pulled up, bro.
You're all good.
I tried to say something, but you couldn't hear me.
Right on. All right.
Alert emoji. Screw it. I'll just put that one.
Big Bad, what's going on, buddy? I see you in here. Asian, I appreciate you. Thanks for doing the shout outs for me, bud. Oh my god, my mom's fucking calling me. No, not right now, Mom. Kind of busy.
I'm hanging with friends.
Right. All right. Welcome, everybody, to episode 10 of Talk About Sports. I think we got some pretty good topics for today.
Fortunately, I'm not going to have any good opinions, so.
Well, I mean, I guess that's okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started here. So, question number one.
I just realized that I didn't read the topics ahead of time, so you're going to be surprising me with each one of them.
Okay. So, question number one is: should overtime in the NFL be changed to how they do it in the NCAA?
Yeah. Because that Kansas City game was crap in overtime. The second team didn't have a chance to answer back. It was bullshit. I was rooting for Kansas to win. So, that was good news. But I was expecting them to get the ball and us to hopefully stop them.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to have to.
But that didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm going to have to second that. I don't like the way that the NFL does their overtime. I think it's stupid. Because the only way that the other team gets an opportunity at trying to score is if they stop them or the other team.
The coin toss goes differently.
Not even so much the coin toss, but if they stop them or that team kicks a field goal, then they get a chance to score themselves. And I just don't like the way the NFL does it. I like the way that college does it, where basically, each team gets an opportunity to score, and whoever has the most points at the end of that overtime, or whatever, wins the game. Like I'm completely on board with that. Big Bad says, I agree. I think both teams should have a shot. Asian.
Yeah.
Asian says instead of overtime, it should be a death battle. Last team member
The
up
death
wins.
battle.
Last team member up wins in overtime. He also said college overtime is a lot better. Yeah, absolutely it is. Josh Thunder, thanks for stopping in, bud. I appreciate you. All right. So question number 2 that I have, one of the 3 people that I have listed on this question have already done this, but we're going to ask the question anyway. Should Tom Brady, Big Ben, and Aaron Rodgers retire from the game?
Brady for sure.
So the one person that's already confirmed that he is Ben Roethlisberger from the Steelers. He just announced today that he is done. Cypher, thanks for coming in, bud. Appreciate you. Big Bat.
All the weight from them gold rings on his hands, I'm surprised Brady can still throw a fucking football.
Right. So
he's no longer interesting to watch.
Yeah. I definitely think that all 3 should be done. I mean, obviously, like I said, the one has already done so. I think they've reached their. As far as I'm concerned, I think they've completed what they needed to complete. Like,
right, Big Ben.
Big Ben,
Brady really doesn't have much to play for, so yes.
Yeah, I understand, and don't get me wrong, I get it. It's hard for these guys to just stop doing what they've been doing, their whole life. I get it. It's not easy for someone to just be like, I need to retire. But
well,
I
they got the money to.
I go with the idea that you don't want to become a shell of what you were. If you were, for Tom Brady, for instance, I mean, or hell, even Big Ben, he has his numbers speak for themselves. The last 2 or 3 years, he hasn't lived up to that. Why would you want to diminish what you accomplished earlier in your career just because you still think you got it? When your numbers are going to say that you don't still have it, you need to stop.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the NFL should institute some kind of rule. You know how presidents can only be in for 2 4-year terms? Maybe they should institute a decade or a 15-year maximum that you can be in the NFL.
So Asian had said that they should implement an age limit.
That's a good one too.
I could see that. Cypher says Brady just put up some of the best numbers of his career. Aaron Rodgers just needs a new team. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still think Aaron Rodgers could play another year. I just don't see why he would necessarily need to. Big Bad Brady really doesn't have much to play for, so yes. In most Asian countries, there's an age limit, and in regular sports, I think there should be an age limit. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Rodgers isn't going to another Super Bowl anytime soon. I could see that. Brady averaged career highs. Yeah, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I think he had a phenomenal year, but I think he's proved what he's needed to prove, and I don't think there's really much more that he can do to improve upon that. Like, the dude's a first ballot Hall of Famer, hands down, without a doubt. I don't see what else he needs to necessarily prove on the field. Big Bad, I think Brady wants to pull a Manning and win another Super Bowl before he retires. I could see that.
The last 8 weren't enough.
Here's the thing: if you are still playing at a high level like Brady and Rodgers, you should keep playing. If you're bumming like Big Ben, you should say goodbye. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I don't know. I don't think there's much more that Brady or Rodgers need to prove to legitimize themselves. You are getting up there in age. It's time to let time to let somebody else come in.
What they're trying to prove is that old people can run footballs too. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, you should probably let your the up and coming guys, start seeing the field a bit.
Asian makes a good point.
At the same time, if these old
At
folks
the
keep
same
playing, it will
time,
eventually discourage younger gen. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, I completely understand that, Cypher. I completely understand being a competitor. I'm competitive myself. I get it. I played the game just like they did. I mean, obviously not to the level that they did, but I played the game. I get it. It's not easy for them to just say goodbye. I completely understand that. But there comes a time where you need to face reality and realize that, hey, look, I've done what I needed to do. I've made a name for myself. I've made, a very comfortable living doing what I've done. It's time for me to hang it up. All right. Question number 3 was submitted by the Asian one. You look at them as gatekeepers. I can see it. So the Asian one submitted this question: should there be a league or one game a year where the sole purpose is to out-trick the other team, just for fun? So like football, where trick plays are encouraged, or baseball, where pitchers have sap and batters have corks and bats.
I could see that getting entertaining in very hilarious ways. But I don't know. I just don't know that it would draw enough of a crowd to, make a profit off of it.
I honestly think it would draw on that crowd. I'd be completely on board with
that.
Yeah,
but
I think it would draw enough people in. And like, it's not like they're doing like, they're not doing it for like months at a time. This is like one game just for fun, shits and giggles. Oh, I'd be okay with that too, Cypher. The audience should be oblivious to the fact at first. Absolutely. I am more than okay with that.
What, oblivious to the fact that it's one of the trick games, or what the trick is?
Yeah, they're oblivious to what's actually going to happen. Like, have them going into it thinking, it's going to be just a normal game, whatever, and then go, oh shit, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, I'd be completely on board with them doing like a trick game or that kind of shit. I think it'd be absolutely hilarious and entertaining as hell.
They already tried that with football. Wasn't that called the XFL?
I mean, well, that wasn't that was supposed to be legit. Unfortunately, it failed.
Yeah, but it was more comedy than anything.
That's because they ended up getting a whole bunch of washed up has-beens that which did not help.
Right.
Let's go St. Louis Battlehawks.
Trying to get Lilith in on, at least in chat. She just hit her break and tried to call me.
I gotcha.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I just can't see it drawing a big enough crowd to appease the organizers and managers who are going to be making money off of it.
I don't know. I kind of think it would, just for the the entertainment value alone. I think would draw enough people in that it would be profitable.
I don't know. I mean, the only way to know that is
to try it. Yeah.
To try it once. And then it'll either kick off, or people a decade down the road will look back and be like, hey, you remember that dumb idea?
Right. Yeah, I get that.
Kind of like what I do when I look back to that Win Vince McMahon's Millions stick that he did way back in the day.
Big Bass says bring back the Women's Lingerie League.
Yes. Worse.
That was entertaining to watch. Like, I watched it for the sports aspect of it.
Yeah. Let's do that, but make it roller derby. With weapons.
Asian said, I think it would, just because then you get into the team gag gifts and merchandise, etc. Yeah. Yeah, Cypher said what Big Bad said.
Did they really have a women's lingerie league?
They did.
How have I never known?
It was called the LLF, Lingerie Football. Or,
what?
Yeah. I think it was just called LF, or Women's Lingerie
Now
Football.
I have to YouTube this shit.
Yeah, they wore like booty shorts, essentially a bra, and then like a jersey that or shoulder pads that didn't even cover the boobs, and they had the helmet on, and I think they played just like on like what the arena football was played on.
I hope they made them play during the winter.
Well, they played indoors.
We had a team here in Ralston. No fucking way.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Visions didn't know that there was lingerie football. I remember watching that shit when I was younger. My dad would watch it.
How did I not know this? I don't know how I didn't know it, dude. No clue.
Yeah, Omaha had a team too.
Where's Fremont's team? I might have known about it then.
we wouldn't have wanted Fremont to have a team.
Yeah, well, yeah. Nobody wants a bunch of fat, toothless high schoolers running around in lingerie.
So the other question that I had, I actually took from a ESPN headline when I made this question. And it was, should Barry Bonds and others similar to him be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Oh, you did ask me this one yesterday. Should they be inducted into the Hall of Fame? Absolutely.
I completely
why not?
I completely agree. Barry Bonds, Sammy
Barry
Sosa.
Bonds is a name that I've heard ever since I was friggin'
right.
Short shit.
Yeah, Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, all of them
Definitely Sammy Sosa. I used to have a rookie card of him.
Should all be in the Hall of Fame. Now, if you want to put them in the Hall of Fame and put like an asterisk behind their name saying, blah, blah, blah about steroid use, whatever the case may be, fine, so be it. But regardless, they should be in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame.
Who's that one that went head to head with Sammy Sosa for like the most home runs?
Oh, that was the home run.
Was that Mark McGwire?
Yeah, that was the home run year. That was where everybody was hitting home runs. That was mainly Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa for like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, they were going back and forth with who had the most. That was crazy to watch.
Yeah, I don't understand why neither of them are in there.
Probably for the same reason we'll never see Chris Benoit in there.
Well, I can understand why Chris Benoit isn't getting into the Hall of Fame. That's completely understandable.
It's just bad PR. That's the same reason.
But I mean, his reasoning for not being in there's a little more serious than some guys in baseball using some
Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe that wasn't the best example, but you get where I'm going with it.
Right.
Hope I got my TV down enough and it's not echoing.
Agreed, Lilith. Agreed. They're considered the absolute greats at what they do and are still regarded highly despite steroid usage. You are absolutely correct. You eliminate. I mean, if you just showed somebody their numbers from their career without telling anybody who it was, they're going to tell you that person should be in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
But because they, at one time or another, they decided to, take steroids. Now we're going to, now that's not allowed. What? That just seems stupid to me.
I'm honestly okay with steroid use in sports, honestly. I mean,
here's the part that kills me is
do what they need to do to keep their living going. So,
at the time when Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, and Sammy Sosa were playing, and they were playing at the level that they were playing at, steroids weren't. They didn't do testing for them. They were frowned upon, but not essentially banned from the sport. So how are you going to tell them because they used it and you didn't have rules against it, that they can't get into the Hall of Fame because there's rules against it now.
All right.
That just seems stupid and doesn't make any sense to my head. So
technically, when they were playing,
there wasn't necessarily
they
a
were
ban.
not breaking any league rules
Right.
doing what they did.
Right.
But now they're stuck not in the Hall of Fame.
Right, because there's rules against it now.
Now. Well, that's kind of stupid. That's like a cop arresting somebody for something that hasn't even been made a law yet.
Right.
Did they take their record out of the record book as well?
No.
No. So they let that stay.
Yeah. All their numbers still exist. As far as if you go back.
Sense to me.
Yeah. It doesn't make any. Lila said their numbers are being stacked against a ton of other people who did the same stuff and were still better at baseball. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't understand because you made it a rule later on. We're going to punish somebody.
Now, I could see had the steroid abuse continued after said rule was made. However.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you want to put an asterisk next to their name because they used a performance-enhancing drug of some kind, fine, so be it. Do put an asterisk next to their name. But they should still be in the Hall of Fame. Regardless.
Yeah. No one's going to care about the little footnote.
I mean, Tom Brady's going to get into the Hall of Fame regardless of the fact that, he was part of Deflategate and the freaking...
I remember that.
And the Spygate. He's still going to get into the Hall of Fame. His numbers say he should.
Yeah.
I mean...
He's still going to get into the Hall of Fame, but...
Right.
Because only steroids are bad, not, cheating.
Big Bad says maybe they could have an honorable mention section.
No, that's left for the cheerleaders that got injured being tossed into the air. They need to be in the Hall of Fame.
My thing with that would be, I don't necessarily want like an honorable mention. I think they should still be in it. Make a separate wing
because
for that era. You know what I mean? Like that era in baseball. Make a separate wing. Saying, hey,
there you go.
These guys made it in the era of steroid usage or performance-enhancing drugs, whatever.
They got in off of pure talent and HGH. Nothing big there because there weren't any rules about it, right?
Right.
So, I don't know. I didn't know. Honestly, this question kind of infuriated me because Sammy Sosa was like my baseball player. I watched all his games and all the shit back in the day. I didn't know he wasn't in the Hall of Fame or why.
Yeah. Because of steroid usage. Now. Yep. Same reason Mark McGwire isn't, same reason Roger Clemens isn't.
I just kind of assumed they both, they'd be there.
Yeah. And everybody thinks that they should be there. Unfortunately, they're not. And Barry Bonds, I think the whole reason I got this question is because I found a headline that basically said that if, I don't remember what day it was, but if they were voting on the newest inductees into the Baseball Hall of Fame that day. And they had said that if Barry Bonds didn't get voted in this year, he will no longer be eligible to go in.
Really?
Yeah. I guess
How do
you have
you lose eligibility?
I guess you have so many years to get the amount of votes required. And since he's been on the ballot, I think this is like the 10th year he's been on the ballot. And after I think they said 10 years, you're no longer eligible unless you get in via some other kind of like a veterans thing of baseball. Like you're a veteran of baseball, so now you go from the regular MLB vote or MLB voting for Hall of Fame. Now you're going to like a subsidiary group that's going to vote you in or can try to vote you in. But by the MLB standards, I think they didn't mention anybody else, but I would imagine that, all of the others who aren't in, Barry Bonds, obviously, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, I think they're all in the same boat where they could still get in after 10 years, but it's going to be a lot harder for that to happen.
That's crazy. And the fact that you lose eligibility is also stupid.
Agreed.
I mean, you still did the shit that you did during your career.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoever the Hall of Fame committee board members are, or however the hell that shit's ran, they need to take a step aside or step down
Mm-hmm.
and let somebody else take over.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the guys that vote for the Baseball Hall of Fame, they feel a particular way about that player. So just because they didn't like what that player did, they're never going to vote that player in. I think that
Why
kind
don't
of
they put it up to the fans?
Yeah, I mean, put it up to the fans, or put it up to, or make it a rule that your personal bias towards a player or a situation can't be included.
Yeah, but
If you
there's
can't take your
never a
personal
way to be
bias out
able
of
to
it,
mitigate that.
like if you can't take your personal bias out of a Hall of Fame vote, you shouldn't be allowed to vote.
True.
And I feel that way about all of the various Hall of Fame for any sport. I still wish Owen Hart would get into the Hall of Fame for the WWE, but that'll never happen.
He's not going to get into the Hall of Fame either?
Owen Hart will never get in. His wife won't let him.
Oh, gotcha.
His wife and
Gotcha.
Yeah, his wife and kids won't let him go in.
Because the WWE supposedly murdered him.
Because of the pay-per-view where he died. I mean, I see their point to a point. Like, I get it. Be pissed off that happened because, obviously some people in the production part of it or, safety crew obviously fucked up.
Obviously, back in that age of wrestling, there weren't really good examples of a safety crew. Remember Mick Foley dropping from the thingy? The Hell in a Cell?
But I mean,
chair shots to the head.
I get it that you're pissed off at Vince. You're, pissed off at the company as a whole. But the dude deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like, let him get inducted. Like, I guess.
Yeah, I have to sit and ask myself, like, if Owen were still here right now, what would he think of his wife and kids' decision?
Exactly. Yeah, I guess the Hart family in general have been trying to convince Owen's family to, like, let it go. Let him get inducted into the Hall of Fame. He deserves it. And she just won't. She won't listen.
He literally gave his blood, sweat, tears, and life doing something that he loved.
Absolutely, he did.
He deserved it. Even if he was a nugget.
As much as he used to drive me nuts, the dude was amazing in the fucking ring.
Yeah, exactly. He was doing what he was supposed to be doing. Whether you liked him or you hated him.
Right?
They were entertaining you.
Yeah. Much as I
Right?
could not stand Owen Hart, the dude was amazing. Any other topics we want brought up that haven't been discussed? Anybody in chat?
Yeah, let's see some a little bit of gameplay footage from that new video game of yours.
No. It's a
No?
secret. It's a secret.
Oh, you don't want to tell anybody you got a bootleg copy of Leisure Suit Larry?
Oh, yeah. You know it. Anybody in chat got a question or topic they would like discussed?
I still say 49ers and Chiefs at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I had to switch my prediction because the team that I picked is no longer there. But I don't know. We'll find out this weekend. Should be some pretty good games this weekend.
Is it February 13th yet?
No.
Dang it. But also not dang it, because that gives me time to practice.
Right? Rude boy. Thanks for the lurk there, brother.
Is Rude slacking off at work again?
I'm looking at some of the headlines. Oh, thanks for the resub, bro.
Yeah, kind of figured. I've gone 4 months. Might as well make it 5. You do put up with me and my horrible humor while we're playing Rogue Company and Vanguard and stuff. So, or Uno.
Uno.
I want to find a good working Monopoly game.
All right.
That shit can get heated.
Yeah, Monopoly can get a little heated.
I picked the board up and threw it at my brother's face once when I was like 9, 10 years old. Man. Hope I can get this arcade machine working again. I'd like to play some NFL Blitz on it.
There's a game I haven't played in years.
Right. I mean, I played it on my computer, but, sitting at an arcade doing it. Or some NBA Jam.
That's another game I haven't played in a long time. I liked NBA Jam. That shit was fun.
That it is.
Just
You got about 30 gigs worth of hard drive space. I could send you some stuff.
So, a question that I just found here. So, Sean Payton, head coach from the Saints, is stepping down as head coach from the Saints.
Okay.
Where do you think he should coach next?
Whoever hires him for the most money, because that's what he's going to do anyway.
There's actually been a lot of talk that there's a possibility he could go to the Cowboys as head coach, which I'm perfectly okay with. Because obviously Mike McCarthy can't get the shit done. So, adios, sayonara, get the fuck out.
I think that's mainly, the people playing the game, not the guy barking orders at the people playing the game's fault.
Yeah, but your coach has...
AKA the team.
The coach has a lot to do with it, too. Because, those are his players. He is in charge of making sure that they are trained and, to do what they're supposed to. And obviously, he's not able to get that done. So it's time for somebody to
that's okay.
Move on.
It's just the Cowboys, bro.
I would love to see him come back to the Cowboys. Sean Payton was a coach with the Cowboys back in 2000.
I'd like to see him go to your favorite team, the Packers.
Oh, yeah, they're not my favorite team at all. I can't stand them.
That's not what you said.
I picked them as a favorite to win, at the time, one
They're
of
your favorite team.
No, absolutely not. I would sooner die before I'd pick them as a favorite team. Yeah, Sean Payton was a coach for the Cowboys. He was I think he was an assistant coach back in 2003 to 2005. But I'd like to see him come back. Although he is saying that he wants to take a year off.
Well, he's kind of earned that right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he doesn't want to coach at all next season. But then would consider it the season after.
Yeah, I should probably be dipping out of here, bud.
All right. Well, if nobody else has anything, we
My
might
part
end
showed up about 35 minutes ago.
Oops.
I was busy.
Right. Yeah, we might make this a little bit of a shorter show today. If nobody else has anything, we will take a look at who we can raid out to.
Oh, also, anybody in chat, if you are friends in Discord with Sosa Flea, start blowing up his Discord voice chat. Like, just call him and be like, you slept through, talk about sports again. What's up? Tell him Vision sent you.
Give him some shit. It'll be all right. It'll all be out of love.
Yeah, that's what my tea bags on Rogue were out of love. I don't put my nuts on your face unless I like you.
That's slightly disturbing. All right, I think we are going to raid out to Cursed Dragon.
Cursed Dragon
Is currently playing 2K17 for WWE. If you guys don't follow him, give him a
when it was
follow.
still good.
Right? If you guys don't
Wasn't
follow
that the
him,
one
give
with
him a
Seth
follow.
Rollins
Show
on
him
it?
some taco love. But I appreciate everybody coming in. Thank you, Visions, for coming into the chat today.
Yeah, it was no problem. It's not like I was sleeping or anything, you know. I enjoy being here.
All right, guys. I appreciate it.
We'll
You
see
too,
you
Big
later,
Bad.
Big Bad.
Have a good day, guys. And I will see you guys. I might be coming back on later tonight doing some Fallout 76, I think.
Fallout 76 or Rogue, one of the two, I'm sure.
But, all right, guys. We're going to raid out to Curse Dragon 8666. Show him some taco love. If you don't already follow him, follow him. But I will see you guys later. Have a good one.
Mahomes now on first down. Catch is made by Hardman. And they'll wind up getting this with all